Biohazard 0. Chapter 1, Midnight Calls. Wait, what? What's happening? Yeah, that's initiate episode. Yeah. Episode's not available yet. There's nothing worse than a phone call in the middle of the night. For me, they're mostly bad news. That or just drunks calling the wrong number. It was the night of the third day after my mom and dad had left for a long trip. It was also the middle of the night when I received the phone call that they'd been mangled after being hit by a large trailer, and my unit stars as a distinct entity from the city police in charge of peculiar violent crimes and special rescues. Even after I was recruited by Raccoon City's Department's Special Ops Unit, midnight calls are no pleasant task. Answer the phone. Chris, it's me, Billy. I'm alive. I need your help right now. Billy, you gotta be kidding me. My best friend from high school, Billy, was a researcher working with a major pharmaceutical company, the Umbrella Corporation. 3 months ago, however, he was transferred to Chicago and flew out of Raccoon City on a chartered company plane, but disappeared on the way. 16 hours later, a search party found the wrecked charter plane drifting in the Atlantic Ocean. At the time, the sea was rough due to bad weather, and they were able to recover the bodies of 8 of the 21 people on board. 16 hours later, a search party found... Oh, shit. At the time, the sea was rough due to bad weather, and they were able to recover the bodies of 8 of the 22 people on board. Alright, there we go. But the bodies of the remaining 13 people, including Billy, were either washed far out to sea or submerged in the ocean. So in the end, they couldn't be found. The other man's voice was muffled and hard to understand, but he sounded a lot like Billy. This was a prank. He could be a pro at imitation. Whoa, what was that? One of the screens just flared. Believe me, Chris, as soon as that chartered plane took off, it touched down on another airfield and we were all brought back here to Raccoon City. I listened. I thought Billy calling me was just a prank, but the voice of the man claiming to be Billy sounded serious. I was willing to listen a little longer. A clock on the bedside table read 1 a.m. So what's the deal with you asking for my help? You won't believe me yet. I've been doing some research in this town. What type of research? Anyway, I can't tell you the details over the phone. I've done something terrible. I'm going to tell you the secret. I was starting to believe it. They were too good to be a professional impersonator. I could only assume it was Billy's voice. Please, come here right away. Alright, I'm going to do this. I'm going to pretend I was tricked. Where are you? I'm in the park by Victory Lake. North of Raccoon Town. Anyway, get here quickly. The last phrase was almost a scream. I'll be there in 40 minutes. Stay where you are until I get there. The ghost hung up the call. Soon it was over. Regret hit me. It wasn't good. Why'd I promise to go when I was obviously being pranked? Opened the shelf and grabbed a plastic bottle of chilled mineral water. After pouring it down my throat, I splashed it over my face and let out a gasp. It was pouring with rain. I see. Walked out the front door and hopped into my beloved Shelby Cobra. Oh, I hope he gets to save Billy. Is this all gonna be a point and click? So he goes out to check on Billy. Almost ran over a chick. Oh man, it just keeps crashing.